Welcome to the latest report from the monthly Crockers Property Investors Survey, in which we ask our property investors what they think about some of the more topical recent issues of the day. For this latest report, we asked these investors what they thought about the Labor Party's proposed residential rental portfolio tax reform. Now, just to reiterate what this residential rental portfolio tax reform is, it was announced by the Labor Party that should they be elected in the upcoming election, they would attempt to phase out negative gearing over 5 years, and they would do this by allowing tax deductions from investment property losses to be deducted only from housing income, not all income, as is currently the rule. Now, the intent of this law change is to reduce property speculation and so make housing more affordable. The additional tax revenue earmarked to be used to fund insulation and heating grants. So we reminded our survey respondents about this proposed policy from the Labor Party and asked them for their thoughts and planned actions should the Labor Party win and implement this policy. So for starters, it was interesting to find that 4% did the opposite of what the Labor Party would have been hoping for, and that was a planned increase size of their rental property investment. Just 15% actually thought they would act in the desired manner by reducing the size of their rental property investment, and the vast majority said they would make no changes as 68%. A further 13% said they didn't know. So what we can see here when we ask these rental property investors for their opinions on the planned changes to these tax laws and negative gearing, the vast majority doing nothing at all. So a bit of a unfortunate result for the Labor Party when you're looking at these targeted people, what they actually thought about this. Perhaps it might not actually be successful in achieving the planned gains. So we asked these property investors what they might do and what they might think about the actual changes to residential property prices. I mean, would it actually reduce the prices as intended? And we can see here that a fair chunk did believe that rental property prices would decrease if this policy was implemented. A total of around about 34% thinking that yes, prices would decline by up to or maybe even more than 5%. The blue line there shows actually the biggest chunk of people think that the prices would stay the same, and 11% actually thought that prices would increase. Nobody thought it would increase between 0 and 5%, but 11% said it would increase by more than 5%. So the net gain would actually be an anticipated decrease in prices, which is of interest and one of the planned results from the policy. Would rents actually go up as a result? Well, we can see here from the results that 25% in the blue bar wouldn't plan to increase the rents, but we do see there that the majority of these investors would plan to increase rental changes if the policy was implemented. 21% by just a couple of percent, but 27% planning to increase their rentals by more than 5%. So while prices may go down, rents would go up, which might make our properties a little more affordable for some people to buy, but actually possibly make the housing market less affordable for renters. So we can see that policy may not have the desired impacts if these people's views are to be taken into account. We also saw that the Labor Party thought that the increased tax revenue would be used to fund insulation or heating grants for residential properties. We asked these investors what they thought about that. Well, it's good to see actually that 56% felt they wouldn't do anything because their rental properties are already well insulated and heated. So obviously that's a good result in some regards to see so many of these properties believed to be quite good. And we did see a fair degree of interest over there on the right hand side, the green bars showing that 24% would be somewhat interested in these grants and another 4% being very interested. So only a very small portion being disinterested. So finally, there are a mix of results there. Some people expecting some good things, and some possible results being not what Labor expected. Obviously, a lot of questions to come from the upcoming election. First thing, of course, being Labor getting elected to implement that policy. If you have any questions about your rental property performance or management, by all means, of course, contact Crockers.